Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Today I've got an interview with Lisa McInerney from the website Mummy Made It. Now, if you haven't checked that website out, you're in for a massive treat. Lisa does, well, she's basically a free-from soulmate. She creates the most amazing desserts. She hides veggies in them, and kids love it. So as a parent with a free-from kid, you'll love it too. Or even as an adult who doesn't like veggies, you'll love her ideas. So today Lisa's going to share some of her secrets with us. So hello, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa.
Okay, so tell us about Mummy Made It, because I really love the idea with what you do, your guiltless desserts. I love it. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, so I started Mummy Made It about nearly 4 years ago now, and I was coming out of a bit of a yucky period in my life, and I sort of needed something else to, I guess, fill my time, if you like. You know, having 2 kids wasn't enough. I needed a job. I needed something else to fill my days with. But I really love cooking. And so I was always cooking healthier versions of food and taking to the park with my friends. And everyone wanted to know, why did it taste so good? And why did it taste so good, but they felt so good after eating it, and they didn't, have that sugar high, or it didn't make them feel sick. So I sort of, was trying all these different things. I thought, well, I need to be able to share this with people, because it was, it's one thing to send a message to your friend and let her know how you did it, but then they were telling people, and the little words were getting out. So I decided to I had a bit of an idea in my head for a couple of months to put a blog together. So I thought, well, this is a great opportunity. And it actually started, I was going to make healthy desserts, but I was going to be doing craft. It was about 3 or 4 things that I was going to be looking at the time. And then just, over a very short period of time, it narrowed it down to one of my true passions, which is healthy cooking and making sure that everyone is included. And I like to think that my cooking is quite inclusive rather than exclusive as well. So that was where it all started, with making sure that everyone could eat cake, really, because I love cake.
Cool. So who primarily would you say the Mummy Made It recipes are for?
Well, I like to think my recipes are for the guilt-ridden mum. I know that sounds cliche, but we all want to feed our kids healthy food. We want to make sure that we're giving our kids, the right foods, if you like, but we also want to make sure our kids are having a good childhood experience. No one likes to think that their kid is the only one at a party that's, eating celery in the corner, or that they're missing out. So I really wanted to make sure that you could feel, you could feel both voids there, if you like. You can give you something that they're going to love, that they're going to be able to enjoy it in a social situation, and they're going to feel included. But also you can feel okay within yourself that you haven't just given your kid a week's worth of sugar in a slice of cake, or that you're going to be creating some, lifelong side effects because you've given your kid this food that in your heart of hearts is not right, but you're just bowing down to social pressure. So I like to think that you can have your cake and eat it too. And you can have your healthy cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
And of course, there's also people out there with allergies, food intolerances, some issues that this caters for as well. So it's not just health conscious mums, it's also for kids who can't eat different foods for different medical reasons as well. So I had an email the other day from a lady who, she tried one of my recipes. It was the first time, I think the kid was 2 or 3, and it was the first time he'd ever had a cookie, which was amazing that they could make, and it's also about the process, isn't it? They could make that cookie together, and then he could eat the cookie afterwards, and he was so happy that he finally got to have a cookie.
So I love that. We had a nice email as well from someone who was the first time their family got to eat together.
Yeah, and it's,
that's so cool.
Well, eating is such a social thing. I mean, we make sure we eat probably 3 meals a day together at the table, but I know for some families they don't get that opportunity. But cooking and eating, especially when I was growing up, was always a really social family thing, and it was that relationship building as well. And I think for some people they find that really hard because of dietary issues and because of nutritional needs. But if we can give them the opportunity to, and same with your work, if you can give someone the opportunity to to foster that with by using vegetables in a weird way, well, that's fantastic. And afterwards you don't have to feel guilty about feeding your kids, or on the flip side, eating it yourself as well, because we're all conscious of our own health and all that as well.
Yeah. And all your recipes are dairy free, aren't they?
They are dairy free. That comes from myself. So we grew up in a very limited dairy house because my brother was highly allergic to dairy. So I tend to use coconut milk in my recipes, but people use all types of milk, nut milks and soy milks if they're in the way inclined. And I use thickened coconut cream instead of dairy cream in my recipes. So that's a whole other topic of conversation. But yeah, I like making them dairy-free recipes. But some people can tolerate dairy. So I always say, if you're looking at my recipes and you can use dairy, feel free to. But if you can't, this is a really good option for you as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all dairy free as well.
And
All
it's
our
not that
show.
hard. It's just people, oh, dairy free is so difficult. Well, it's not once you make a few small changes and you incorporate, it's like any of those, you make a few small changes, you incorporate into your daily routine, and some of the stuff with too much dairy in it, you probably shouldn't be eating anyway.
Yeah, I think once you learn the tricks. So speaking about tricks, this is an excellent segue into my next question. So I love how you hide veggies. Okay, so I've got a couple of my favourites that I've been looking at that you post, like when you hide spinach in ice cream.
I love that.
Love it. Go for it, Lisa. And obviously sweet potato. I'm a fan of hiding sweet potato and stuff, and pumpkin. But tell us some of the more quirky things that you can actually hide in desserts that people might not realise. Because like I really loved spinach when I saw it. I thought, yep.
Well, I put spinach in most things because if you're blending up, especially if you're making it, obviously I use sweet potato in a lot of my chocolate recipes because it blends up and matches so well.
Yeah.
But whenever you're blending something with a chocolate recipe, you just chuck a handful of spinach in too, because it doesn't really add too much to the moisture content of your cake or your brownie, whatever it is. So it's not going to change the texture too much. And it just adds, I tell my kids, oh, there's mint in your whatever, because it's not mint, it's spinach. But, or, add a bit of peppermint essence if you want to make it a bit more kosher. But that's a really easy thing just to add into everything. One of my more quirky things I'm doing at the moment is working with cauliflower.
Yes.
So I made a lemon cauliflower cheesecake the other day. So that's using coconut cream and pureed cauliflower. But my favourite thing that I made recently was vanilla ice cream using cauliflower.
Yeah, it's so silky. It's
great,
isn't it? I made a cheesecake ages ago. It wasn't my recipe. It was another one. I can't remember. It was a berry one with cauliflower, and I was really amazed at how it was just so silky. And so when I saw your ice cream, I thought, oh yeah, that's cool. That would work.
Yeah, well, it's easy to make into a chocolate ice cream, but I thought I wanted to make a vanilla ice cream. There's a lot of vanilla recipes out there that are use egg, or they use a dairy cream, condensed milk, and all this other stuff, or just coconut cream based. And yes, they're healthier than some of the alternatives. There's no veggies in it, and if you haven't got a veggie in a dessert, what's the use of eating it? That's crazy. So I, experimented with a few different things and came up with this cauliflower-based ice cream, and it's fantastic. You make your own ice magic to go on it. I've got a lemon one. I've made a birthday cake ice cream, so I made a cauliflower vanilla cake as well, and blended that up with some cauliflower ice cream, and it's a birthday ice cream, and I love it. It's crazy. And beetroot's my other latest favourite thing. So you boil a beetroot and obviously make it into a puree, and then I usually boil it down with a berry to make it a bit sweeter as well, and then that's great in ice cream. Again, that's all my kids ate all summer was spinach and beetroot ice cream.
I had no idea. I love it.
Well, we have a game in our house. Guess the special ingredient. I don't care. Yeah, like this morning it was cauliflower muffins. Actually, I called them strawberry and choc chip muffins, which they did have strawberries, and they had my homemade dairy-free choc chips in them. But they also had a lot of cauliflower in them. But so they took a couple of guesses, and they got to cauliflower, and they're like, and they don't care. They keep eating it. They don't. For them, it's normal, which is great. And I hope that a lot of people, once they start integrating that sort of thing into their diet, it becomes normal for them too.
Yeah, I find my daughter loves it. She's cool with anything. She's a taster. My son, he is fussy. Like if he hears, it's got date in it, then I don't think I'll have it. But if you don't tell him, then he loves it. And dates are sweet, but I think because he's getting that from school a bit now, before he'd eat anything. So I like that it's their strawberry muffins.
Yeah, you just another name. And often, especially when you're using some of those veggies that aren't overpowering in their taste, you can't even tell that they're in them.
Yeah, I mean, like sweet potato hides well. What about, do you hide zucchini and stuff?
Lots, yeah. So I use grated zucchini in lots of different things, muffins and ice cream. So it's a bit like spinach. You just add it to different things because it is a bit more moisture content. Like it's a lot more water in zucchini. You've got to be a little bit careful how much you add, and sometimes you might squeeze it to drain the extra juice out of it or drain the extra water out of it. But so it's spinach, zucchini, sweet potato, pumpkin, cauliflower. I haven't used broccoli anything yet, but I reckon that's my next aim.
Yeah,
broccoli ice cream.
You need a lot of sugar, I think, and maybe
Well, and then you defeat the purpose then, don't you? Because if you have too much sugar, then you're really not getting the value from having something a bit different. You might as well just go and have some crap.
Yeah. So that's a good segue on to the next question. So for parents who are hearing this and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to go and start trying to hide stuff.
Yeah.
So that they don't start with a fail, what veggies do you find aren't going to work too well? For example, like cucumber would be wet and crunchy.
way too much. And look, you can't really boil a cucumber down, or you can't steam a cucumber down. So my kids will just eat cucumbers like they would an apple. So that's fine. They can have cucumbers that way. That's fine. But I find, definitely overpowering flavours. So like a swede or a turnip or something probably wouldn't work, because they've got quite a unique taste. And as you said before, you'd have to add so much sugar to it or something else to balance out the flavour that you'd just defeat the purpose by the end of it. I've tried most veggies and fruits and I haven't had too many fails.
Mm-hmm.
You can do
Hello?
Grapes are a really funny thing that are hard to use. And pineapple can be a bit funny too, because pineapple doesn't always freeze that well. It's just, some fruits have a different consistency. There are natural sugars in them too that don't always work well when you combine them with other things. Yeah,
it's nice on top of things. Like it can caramelize nicely.
Yeah, so they're good to add onto things rather than add into things, I find as well.
Yeah,
and then again, if you're making muffins, for example, you might chuck some extra fruit in, but then sometimes, like if you add frozen fruit, for example, that can be okay because it's defrosting. But if you add a fresh raspberry, it can sort of leach into your cake or whatever it is, and that's too soggy at the end. So sometimes when you add something like that, you've got to take away, say, some of the milk or something, just so you get a nice product at the end rather than getting this mess that, that was a waste of time. But no. But there's so many other veggies that there's heaps that you can just use every day, sneaking into everything.
Yeah. Excellent. I love this. Okay, so for the parents who are watching this and thinking this is amazing, I want to start and make something tomorrow so that I can put it in the kids' lunchbox. What is a perfect, no-fail snack that's easy to get started with for someone with, any cooking level?
Muffins. Muffins are definitely easy. You don't need any equipment, so you've just got a mixing bowl and, stir it, pop it away. So most of my muffins have a puree base, so like sweet potato or pumpkin or even some fruits like bananas, or you can use avocado, or you can use the same recipe and use a grated base. So zucchini, carrot. I haven't tried parsnip, but I will.
Why not?
But it is easy. So and I've got a couple of really easy base muffin recipes that are so adaptable. So what I've been making a lot for my kids lately is a chocolate berry muffin. So, and I use a sweet potato base, but then I usually chuck in a bit of spinach as well, and some fresh berries or frozen berries as well. So they're getting some extra fruit, they're getting some extra veggies in there as well. Oh, and cool. I think it works out to be maybe a teaspoon of sugar or maybe a teaspoon and a half of sugar per muffin, which is pretty decent when it's such a big muffin, and it's great. They love it. And muffins, half an hour in the oven. You don't need any special equipment. It's a quick stir, chuck it in, and the kids can help too because there's no knives involved and no big mixers.
Excellent. Okay, so 2 more questions. What is your favourite dessert, like in terms of, wow, I couldn't even believe you could even do that it was really cool, that you were really proud of that you've made? And another one, what is your most popular one that you'll take when you go to a party or something and you know that you've got non-free-fromers with free-fromers, because we all know that free-fromers love it, but someone bites and says, oh, this is great if you can't have blah, meaning, it's not as good as the real stuff. But some of this stuff really is as good as the real stuff. So which is your convincing recipe?
Well, I think in some of the ways, even regardless of which recipe you use, it's how you present it too. So a lot of times health food, it's so boring looking. People think that you can't decorate it, that you can't, get your frosting tips out and make the icing really pretty, or you can't decorate it with fruits, or I've got some artificial flavouring sprinkles that I put on some things too. If they make a healthy cake, it doesn't have to look like a health food cake, which, everyone just thinks looks really boring and plain. They don't have to be that way. So one of my favourite sort of go-to recipes is a sweet potato chocolate cake, because it's really lovely and it's moist, but it's also solid enough that you can cut it into a shape if you want to, or you can decorate it any way you want to. So I usually make that and my favourite sweet potato chocolate frosting, and I pop it on top, and I'll decorate it with something different, or I'll make I made one into a penguin recently for my niece's birthday, and people love it. They cannot tell for the life of them. And when you go, oh, there's, you know, a cup of sweet potato in the icing, they're like, oh my God, why? You know, how? And in the cake as well. And, you know, and usually afterwards they feel better eating it too, because they don't feel like their teeth are going to fall out of their head. But one of my most proudest recipes is my healthy Tiny Teddy recipe, which doesn't have any veggies in it, but it is it's dairy-free, gluten-free, egg-free, vegan-friendly. It's, you know, the only person it doesn't suit is someone who's allergic to coconut. And they're great because we've had so many occasions where, you know, it's Teddy Bear's picnic day, for example, at school or kinder, or you know, there's something going, you know, Christmas with gingerbread or something, and you just want to have something for your kids to have. So, and I've had a lot of really positive feedback about that recipe in particular, because people have just found it so adaptable and so easy to make, and their kids love it.
That's cool. And so tell us all about where to find Mummy Made It and all your books that you've got as well.
Well, I've got about over 300 recipes on my free recipes on my blog. So it's www.mummymade.it. So Mummy Made It. And they're really easy to search through in there, in different categories, and, you know, nice pretty pictures on there that people can work through. And I've got a couple of cookbooks. I've got a Christmas cookbook, which has got over 60 Christmas themed recipes. I've got Christmas puddings with sweet potato and different veggies in it. I've got fruit cakes, everything. They're all gluten-free, dairy-free, low sugar. A lot have got vegetables in it as well. And I've also got an Easter book as well, because, again, my thing has always been that, you know, making sure you've got inclusive parties and inclusive food. So, and it's often at times, you know, birthdays, big celebrations where people can feel the most left out. And that's always been my experience. And I hate how it made me feel. So I wanted to make sure other families and other people didn't have to go through those experiences as well.
Yeah.
So it sounds simple, but making sure that, you know, everyone can eat the cake at Christmas. Yes, Lucy, you've got a minion book. It's super important.
Yes.
And I'm also working on another book at the moment. I'm doing an ice cream book for summer. So hence my cauliflower ice cream. I've had some really good responses last summer with some of my more quirky ice creams. So, and I've been making ice cream cakes. So I made an ice cream. Yes, I did a marathon in February, and my reward for running 42 kilometers was I made an epic chocolate cake. So there was 4 layers of ice cream cake, and it was amazing, and it was ridiculous. So I'm going to do some more of those, because, again, it's just making, I love ice cream, and in summer that's what you want. But I also don't want the other stuff that's involved in the crap. So it's a whole book dedicated to healthier ice creams, the majority of which will be vegetable based, just to weird people out a bit. But they taste so good, and, you know, I can eat them without having too much guilt. So she's reading Minion book.
That's so cool. Okay, well, thank you very much, Lisa, for all that information. This is brilliant, and I'm sure many people are going to come and check out the website and your books, because they're just amazing. You've got some really, well, they're all really cool ideas, and I just love the way that you just hide more and more veggies into the desserts, make them guilt-free.
It's my secret
superpower.
It's a secret superpower, isn't it? Making everything slightly healthier, where even when you think you're unhealthy, you're being healthy.
I love it. All right, thank you very much. See you later.